Morning guys, and welcome back to the channel. Yes, we are really living in a marvelous age, aren't we? Music is freely available on the internet and you can download whatever you want from almost anywhere these days. But it didn't always used to be like that. When I was younger, we used to grow up with tape decks. We didn't have big massive hi-fis or radios when I was smaller. We had a little radio that we used. Tape decks also evolved over the years. In the beginning, the ones that we had, you could put it in, press play, and you had to listen to each and every song. Once the tape was finished, you had to take it out, turn it around, put it back in, and listen to the other side. Also, if you wanted to look for a specific song, you had to forward it for like 10 seconds, stop and play, and listen to where you are in the tape. So you had to really know your music, you had to know your tapes. Then over the years, technology evolved. The new tape decks became so smart that it auto-reversed, so it actually you didn't have to stand up and change it. You could have it play the other side without doing anything about it. Plus, the newer models, you could forward a song and it would actually stop in between every gap if you left a big enough gap between the songs that you recorded or on an original tape, and it would stop between each and every song so you could hear where you were. If you wanted for it to skip 2 or 3 songs, you pressed it 2 or 3 times and it will skip that 2 or 3 songs before it stopped. And of course then you had the downside of tapes, where that tapes, sometimes the unit or the machine would eat your tapes. Then you had to take out the whole tape and try and fix it. If a tape broke, you could use Q-tex to actually put the 2 ends together where they broke. And of course, before you put a tape in, you had to make sure that it was nice and stiff. So you had to use a pencil or a pen, and you had to roll up the tape and make sure it was nice before you put it in. Otherwise it was too loose. So we had all these tricks of the trade, you know. So then CDs came in. And at one point you could decide, it was like $40 for a tape, $70 for a CD. So most people still opted for a tape because it was cheaper, but the sound quality wasn't as good. And tapes weren't as permanent and durable. So tapes got phased out. But before that happened, I bought this lovely unit. It's a Sony that I bought secondhand, and it's still working perfectly. So I will go over the features of the Sony with you just now. So why am I talking about tapes and tape decks? Well, the main aim of this video is for my kids. They think it's a sweets dispenser. The other day I opened it up and I found sweets in there, and I found pieces of Lego in there and everything, and so I had a long chat with them about why not to put stuff inside a tape deck. What's wrong with it is it doesn't play anymore because the rubber band broke. It perished. This tape deck was bought in the late 90s, so it's quite old, but the unit itself is still working fine. So our mission today will be to fix the rubber bands, to change them. Now, I don't have the proper ones that you're supposed to get because I don't think you get them anymore. So I've got these elastic bands, normal elastic bands, and we're going to see if it is the right size, if it's going to fit. I think they might be too big. If they are too big, then we'll go and get some smaller ones. But if they fit, we're going to put them on, and then we're going to test run it and see if it still plays my tapes. I still have about 30 or 40 tapes left, of which some of them are original and some of them are recorded. Because, hey, in those days, you could record from the radio station, you could record yourself singing on a tape, and you could also record from an LP to a tape. And in this case of my Sony, it's a dual tape deck. So you could tape from the one tape to the other tape. Let's see if we can get it fixed.
Hi guys, subscribe to my channel now so that you do not forget. Hit that bell icon and get notified of my further uploads. Lastly, feel free to comment. Show me some love by giving me a thumbs up at the end of the video.
So here we go. This is my Sony tape deck. Let's just quickly see some of the features. So we've got dual tape decks. So you see we've got 2 dual tape decks. We had an O2 recording level that you could set. I guess it was when you want to record your own voice, so that you can record at the volume you want. It actually had a fader, so you could choose to fade songs or fade between the recordings. You could fade songs. I'm not sure what the ARL was for. Synchro was to synchronize your 2 tapes. You had a headphone jack, which is awesome. Here we've got, this is for your counters. That counts the time of the length of the tape, the length of the song, and so on. You could have high speed or normal speed. That will play the song faster or slower. You could reset your counters or have your memory. So this tape deck was also used for mixing. I think DJs could have used this deck to sync up songs and mix it and play 2 different tapes and synchronize and everything. So at that time, this was a very advanced deck. You can also see it had, well, you can't really see it like that. Let's see if I can. It was Dolby Digital and stereo cassette and whatever. So it's got all that nice features in it. Coming to the tape deck itself, you had your Dolby NR, you had B and C. I think that was to lessen the noise. You know, when you had a tape, it had this shh noise at the background. This would actually make it less. This is your recording side, because that's why there's a recording button. Then you had your record muting and pause. A lot of functions, I can't even remember what it was used for, and I actually never used it. Then you have, you can open it up. That's where your mechanism is in, the head and recording heads and everything. Same with this side. So we'll check that out. And then, yeah, normal stop, play left, play right. Like I said, it'll auto reverses, so you don't have to actually take the tape out and put the tape back in. And on this side, we have the power button on and off. And you've got your direction mode. You can either play it one way, or you can let it play back, or you can have it continuously looping back and forth, back and forth. I can't remember what that was for. And this is your pitch control, which I think also has to do with recording yourself. At the back, not much to see at the back. You have a line in and a line out. So here is where it will go. If you want to record something, let's say you're recording from an LP, you put your LP player in here and it will record from here. And this is where you go into put it into an amp, an external amplifier for your sound. In this case today, we are going to use a normal RCA to headphone jack cable, and we're going to put it on the PC speaker system to hear if it actually plays anything. Yeah, and that was just your voltage settings. And that's it. If you want to see the model number, there we go. It's a nice cassette player. So let's see what we can find. Let's strictly check in here. So as you can see, this belt is very loose. See? So the problem is this elastic bands. I think they're not the way they're supposed to be anymore. So we need to try and replace them. And I see now how thin they are supposed to be. So I don't think those other bands is really going to work. So yeah, I'm gonna have to try and figure out how we're going to change those bands. It shouldn't be too difficult. I've got quite a big motherboard in here. But yeah, let's see what we can do. Okay, as you guys can see, there's definitely power on the unit and the lights are all on. So yeah, it doesn't play because we don't have a tape in it. You have to put a tape in it for it to play. And you guys can also see the rubber bands that was on there has definitely perished. They have torn. They're not even working anymore. Okay, so after looking at everything that I need to look at, let me just switch on. There we go. So after looking at everything that I need to look at, I'm going to have to get two bands on one side. I'm going to have to get a thin one that goes on here and at the back of this wheel to keep the tension. And then I'm going to see now if the ones I have actually fit around everything else. So unfortunately I won't be able to finish the video today, but I'll see tomorrow, so if I can get that second band for there. Hi guys, so we are back today with the tape deck that we're going to finish quickly. I got the elastic bands, just got multicolored ones that should be small enough to go over around this wheel and at the back of this one. And then we'll put up the bigger ones to go around these two wheels to turn them. And we'll do the same for that side. And then it's just a matter of testing it and seeing that it works. So I tried to stream some gaming for you guys last week. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to because the internet speeds were extremely bad. I had like a 0.5 up to a 1 meg download and an absolute hilarious 0 meg upload. So I couldn't stream anything for you guys. That's why there wasn't a video last week. But yeah, let's see if we can finish this project and then I'll give you guys a video then. Unfortunately, I won't be able to record how I'm putting up the rubber bands because there is a problem with my stand. So I'll record this now like this, put up it, show you guys what it looks like and so on. Okay, so I'll see you in a bit. Good news, I'm very glad to report that the rubber band that I bought is thin enough and big enough to actually work very nicely. So there's the first one on. Let me just quickly do the other side as well. And there we go. I chose red color for that elastic band. And now we're going to put the big ones on that runs the main drive or that runs on the motor itself. So we're going to put up the bigger elastic bands now. There it is. I've got an old tape. I have no idea what's on here. It was a 60-minute cassette tape. And yeah. For now we're just going to test it to see what it does. We're not going to listen to the sound or anything. I pulled it nice and tight so that it's not too loose, just to prevent it from being eaten by the tape. So let us see what we can do. Ouch. Okay, so there you see the head that reads your tape, that plays your music, gives your cassette. Load it in like that and close the door. I'm just not sure what it's going to do because it shows me an error, I think. So it's not playing on that side. I'm not sure if it's maybe because the elastic band is on the wrong side, or maybe it's holding it too tight. I'm not sure. This side will obviously not play yet because I haven't put the band on that one yet. So okay, let me see if I can. No, it's not playing. Let me see if I can figure out why. Well, there we go. After a bit of a struggle, I was able to get the elastic to go over that pin. As you can see there, it actually went over. I was able to bend it away far enough to get it over, and now at least it's running where it's supposed to be running, I think. So we're going to give it a try and see if it works. Don't worry about that side. I have to fix the door. But for now, this is the side that we're concentrating on. Let me just put my ribbon cable back and we see what it does. Okay, as you guys can see, the error is gone. So let's see what happens when we put a tape in. And look at that. The tape is working. It's turning. It's playing. Let's see at the back. Yeah, man. There we go. Working like a charm. Okay, let's see if we can get any sound from the device. Okay, so all I've done now, I took my line out, which is the output, with a normal RCA cable into the amplifier's input. And yeah, let us see. I'll put the amp on, turn the volume down. It's just a rough test. Okay, so we've got power on our tape deck. This is the recording deck. You could always place music on that side or play something on that side and it will record onto this one. So you could always dub a tape from one tape to another tape. Or like I said, if you had an LP player, you could have played it connected to the back and you could have recorded onto this one. But for now, we just want to make sure that it plays. Yeah, let's go. Well, we've got sound. Now these tape decks stop between the songs if the gap is big enough. Hey, some old classics, man. Olivia Newton-John. You can reverse it, so it plays the other side. Let's stop it and reverse it. Okay, now I'm actually forwarding it. There we go. Okay, it works, man, it works. Let's see if I can find another tape for us. Something original. Now here's another trick for the oldies. Okay, first of all, I have an original Monster Hits number 4. I know the tape doesn't look original, but it's the original tape. The cassette broke, so I had to rebuild the tape over into an empty cassette. And there's the song, Look Who's Talking Now, Automatic Lover, some old nice classics of the 90s. And yes, that's one thing that you could have done, is you could have actually built the tapes over into another tape. But what I'm going to show you is the way we cleaned it. You've got cleaning tapes and all that, but if you don't have a cleaning tape at the moment, this is how you're going to do it. You're going to take a cotton bud, use some alcohol, and then you're just going to clean the head over there. Let's quickly do that. Okay, I've got some alcohol on here, and now we're just going to clean this head because it's dirty and then it doesn't read the music so nicely. Okay, just remember to dry off the excess, because otherwise, if it's wet, it's going to your tape is going to get stuck to that, because remember, the tape is just like a piece of plastic, a magnetic band. Okay, let's give it a few minutes to dry and then we'll put in our tape. Sorry, there we go. The first thing you have to do before you put a tape in, you have to make sure it's nice and tightly wound up, so that your tape isn't too loose. If it's too loose, there's a possibility that the tape deck will eat it. Put the full side to the left, load it in, and close the door. There we go. Let's put some volume. like an intro. Wow, listen to that quality. It works. Woohoo! Okay, it works. Okay guys, so as you saw, the tape works, the tape deck is fine now. I'm just gonna close up the other side and put up the rubber bands that side and it'll be fine. So thanks for watching this video. I hope it was like a trip back to memory lane for the older guys. For the newer guys, please don't put sweeties inside the tape deck. That's not what it's there for. It's a classic piece of history. But if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Remember to comment and subscribe to my channel if you want to see anything more crazy like this type of videos. And remember, if you want to see the clock finished, next week I'm going to finish up the clock. I got those E-clips or retainer clips that I was looking for. So we're going to get the clock up and running and set the timing for next week. So if you want to see that, you have to subscribe to the channel. And then I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.